Hey everybody, I'm Chef BJ Dennis, born and raised in Charleston, South Carolina. Today we in Mitchellville with GRIOTS Corner. I am a I'm a chef first and foremost, and then I think from that I'm a Gullah Geechee descendant, as you can see. And thirdly, I am a supporter of our culture, foodways. So we'll talk a little bit about food today. It's the summertime, obviously, and we got a pot of okra going on, but we're gonna get to that in a second. Let's talk about our history, our food, our culture. We got a little bit of rice right here. So I don't know if anybody ever seen rice still in this hoe, but this is some rice, and we as a Gullah Geechee descendants are known as a rice culture. That is a culture that we brought with us from various parts of West Africa and Central Africa. But rice was also something that a lot of us don't realize how much it was weaponized against us when we were brought here. This is something that is celebrated on the continent, but our ancestors came here, and through their knowledge of science, mathematics, astronomy, agrarian ways, they were able to make the low country very rich off of their backs. So when we think about rice, we think about the history, we think about a grain that was brought here that we love, but also was a grain that tells a story of pain. Not only pain, but also the history of where we came from, and not only the history, but our greatness. Because there's science behind this little bit of rice that we have here. And actually this grain, the rice fields of the low country, is the largest landscape you can see from outer space. That was done by the enslaved people of the low country. So the highest rice growing regions were in the low country of South Carolina during the colonial period. And that was done by our ancestors. Free labor, yes. But they had that knowledge, the technology, the astronomy, the wisdom to grow this rice, to go into these swamps and clear this land, which is now the largest landscape you can see from outer space. So we got the rice. Obviously we got peas. These are Sea Island red peas. We didn't cook any peas today, but this is summertime. This is the time of year when the fresh peas are starting to come around. But these are another ingredient that our enslaved ancestors brought with them from the continent, and we love this in our Hop and John, obviously. So we got okra. It's summertime, and it's a summertime favorite of our culture. I don't care if you don't like okra. My grandmama can't stand it, but she makes a mean pot of okra soup. Now, you from the culture, you gonna make okra soup some way, somehow, even if you don't like it. But it's that time of year where okra is prevalent, and we got 3 different types of okra right here, and all of them I picked off my bush this morning. We have, which is choppy okra, choppy, South Carolina. If y'all know, this is an area named after the Choppy Indians. This okra is named after this area that this okra was cultivated at, outside of Georgetown. Heirloom. I would say this, if we had a state okra, this would be the okra of South Carolina. This is another okra that I was just given seed from a gentleman from the Midlands of the state. Can't remember the name right now, but it looks almost like the familiar Clemson spineless. And then we got some okra from the motherland. This is an okra that grows wild in Congo, parts of Liberia, but this is we call it the motherland okra. So you see it's very different shape, but they all taste the same. And what we doing today, y'all, I love okra. We love our Carolina Gold rice, which I cooked some rice earlier. I'm gonna make okra rice. I can't say this is a purlow because some people will tell you, well, if you're making a purlow, it's all cooked all together in the same pot. So I'm kind of, cook my okra separate, cook my rice separate. It's all gonna eat the same. But yeah, we're making that classic low country summer dish of okra and rice. Now, you could just have this rice by itself, heat it up, and put this okra right on top. I'm gonna mix it up. Either way, it's gonna go down the same way. But very simple. I just took some okra, cut it up. Had a little bit of fresh bacon that my friend cured off of a hog that he raised. You don't have to, if you don't do pork, you don't have to have it in there. I'm going old school style, like how Granny them used to do. Got the bacon in there already cooked down. We let the bacon cook down a little bit. Then we had okra, onions, and bell pepper, all at the same time. Some people like the okra cooked down a little more. I like mine to have still a little bit of bite. I mean, I like my okra any type of way. I like my okra slimy. I don't care. I'm an okra fanatic. In fact, one of the first things that I ever planted, remember as a child, like I said, I was born in Charleston. My grandfather, them roots is from out we call east of the Cooper, Wando area. So my grandfather's dad, them came off of Daniel Island, and our family home was on Clemens Ferry. So me as a child, I would go to Clemens Ferry. I remember picking, my granddaddy showing me how to separate the weed from the plant, and it was an okra plant. And up until he was 85 years old, he planted okra. And so I'm just continuing on that, the ancestral legacy of my grandfather, what I had to do as a kid. You never realize what you did as a kid will always stick with you when you get to be an adult. So never discredit things you're doing as a youth. You may not understand why you're doing it until you get older and it's embedded in you. Always listen to your elders. So this is very simple. We just basically reheating this rice. You want to add more rice? I like my portion to be a little more equal, per se, rice to okra. But this is it, and we obviously understand that okra comes from the motherland also, comes from Africa. Ngumbo. So I can't remember if Ngumbo was Congolese. I can't remember what ethnic group. What ethnic group that word comes from, but it's said in many different ways in West Africa. But when you think of gumbo, you think of okra, because gumbo is the West African word for okra. So here we are, y'all. We just pretty much heating this through. Very simple. I'm gonna cut that off. If you love okra and rice, and you know us Gullah people, we can't have we gotta have that rice. So here we are, and a little quick history lesson. And this is the rice that our ancestors, with their knowledge, made this area very rich. Money that you still see to this day in many families. But okra and rice, some people call it Limpin' Susan, which is quote unquote the wife of Hoppin' John. So, and behind me also you'll see the great Gullah statesman, Mr. Robert Smalls. Let me say he was an elder, now an ancestor. And if you don't know, Mr. Robert Smalls is known for famously stealing a Confederate boat through the nighttime, taking it to the Union Army. He is a legend in our community. Not a legend, he's an actual, some people say legends, you know, but he was a real legend, a real superhero for the Gullah Geechee culture. And also became part of our state government after enslavement during the Reconstruction period. Has family to this day still in the area, and as you can see and you can read what he did, is something amazing, something that everybody should know. This is somebody who we need to be looking up to as a kid, you know, not the people you see on TV, not your entertainers. This was a real superhero.
All right, Geechee, thank you so much for coming out, educating us. And this is an endless thing that he does. This is an endless thing that he does, educating the community, not the way that they think they want to hear it, but the way that it should be told. The true way, not, oh, put a little turkey thing in that thing. No, this thing say fat back. That thing say some pork in that, like you said. And the struggle, this food came from struggle, but it helped to strengthen our people, to give us and to bring us where we are. Yes, and we just thank you for preserving this history of food. I mean, food is such a nurturing thing that we all need, and we just want to thank you. And I had never seen rice in its whole, you know, like still in the hull. And this is from the motherland, because at first I said, oh, you brew that? No, that's from the motherland. These things are from the motherland. They came to us as we came here. And we just want to thank you for bringing and preserving this for us and for our children. Because children, you can learn so much through food, because food is your nourishment, it is your brain food, and you need to know where your ancestors brought you here from. Right. Am I right? That's right. That's right. That's right. And would you like to say a little bit more about this?
No, this is an extension of, food is an extension of your roots, and this is what they could have held on to from what they remembered in the motherland. You know,
Yes.
okra, the rice.
Yes.
You know, even though some things they were exploited in many ways.
Yes.
They were able to hold on to certain things with the memory of thinking, in the future, my kids,
Yes.
going to have a better life.
Yes.
And we're still fighting, but we are way better off
Than
than when we were. Our people came a long way, but we do need to tap back into their knowledge, and don't forget what the knowledge that they had, and apply it to what we're going through today.
Yes.
Because you can never discredit what they knew back then.
That's
In
right.
fact, they had to know a lot more because they didn't have access to things we have now. So now they were able to be out there and work the land, understand the stars and the moon and the animals and the
Yes.
waterways.
Yes.
So those things we should still be able to want to tap back into our agrarian culture, you know?
Yes, sir.
The importance of growing vegetables.
Yes.
You know?
Because they're getting too high in the stove. We got to get us some chickens and do
Yes.
some eggs too.
Yes.
So, thank you again, Chef. We love having you here. And again, we are having food knowledge here at Griot's Corner, the Freedom Park, Mitchellville town. Thank you. I said all that very easy, but I got it all in.
How do we reach you?
Oh, yes. How do we reach you?
So you can reach me online through my social media networks, Instagram and Facebook business page is at Chef BJ Dennis. All my email and contact numbers is on my Facebook business page, or you can just shoot me a message. I cater up and down the corridor. So I'm catering from Charleston to Hilton Head to St. Helena to Georgetown and Myrtle Beach. So you just reach out to me, let me know.
All right.